it's Mike, the host of the longest-running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth by a guy named Mike in the land of Ameritopica here at the last place on Earth. Mike's daily podcast, Prost. Okay, Prost. It's celebrating to you. Celebration. We're broadcasting from Café Anyway, somewhere in podCastro Valley, the last place on Earth in the land of Ameritopica. Okay, it is FF episode 3206. I am Mike Matthews, and yes, it is a podcast. Will it ever be featured on Netflix? Probably not. But the world's biggest and most tortured fans of different podcasts are going to be happy because their shows are going to be now on Netflix. I guess these would be the ones that have a video component. And this does too, and it's on twitch.tv, and there's a link at mikesdailypodcast.com. And I do run into I'm predicting I'm going to have a little bit of an issue at the beginning of this podcast having to do with that particular element of the show, if there's any video. But you know what? That's irregardless. In a new wide-ranging deal, video for podcasts are going to be on Spotify, that are on live or whatever on Spotify. I guess there are some shows that are actually live on Spotify. They're going to also be on Netflix. Don't know how this is going to go, but the live element always brings something interesting to whatever broadcast you're watching or listening. That's what drew me to radio years ago. And that turns out now that most of the people you hear on the radio were pre-recorded earlier. And they have to tell you that as part of a FCC rule. But there are pop culture series and, of course, those true crime podcasts. Those are all big. The video podcast will be available in the U.S. beginning next year, very early on in the year. Lauren Smith, who is the person that's in charge of these kind of things, programming, as they say, we're always looking for new ways to entertain our members and wherever and however they watch. As video podcasts continue to grow in popularity, our partnership with Spotify allows us to bring full video versions of these top shows to both Netflix and Spotify audiences. I don't like video on my Spotify. I turn it on. On my phone, I'll activate it before I get in the car. And then I do that because I want to listen to something. And I can't watch it when I'm driving. You shouldn't be watching it while you're driving. And Spotify should have a big old disclaimer when you log in telling you that, because people are not that bright and they're going to watch it while they're driving. I've seen it in the Bay Area. From pop culture and lifestyle to true crime and sports, this curated section of video podcasts adds fresh voices, she says, and a new perspective to Netflix, making our entertainment lineup more exciting than ever. We covered in a recent show how there is so many people, the late night talk show hosts, that's why so many of them are packing it in. Well, Jimmy Kimmel was let go and then he came back, and he had a tremendous amount of people wanting him back, and a lot of people that canceled their Disney Plus Hulu ABC connections because of him being let go. But then there are folks like Stephen Colbert who has to leave because CBS is just not pulling in the money. And if you do look at the numbers, that what they used to be and what they are now for the late night talk show hosts, they are being pummeled by these podcasters. Well, the video shows, the YouTubers, the idiot-fluencers, that kind of thing. Audio podcasting, maybe perhaps people are hanging out at night and they're doing some kind of project. Maybe they're working on a model of the Millennium Falcon, perhaps, and they are listening to a podcast while doing it. Does that sound like anyone? It does sound like someone. Me, in the late 70s, I turned on the little radio that I had and started working on this Millennium Falcon. Somebody gave me a Millennium Falcon, however way you say that. And it's a trap because all that glue, that model glue, whoa, wow, that's some stinky stuff and so potent. Gave me a little bit of a head rush, as you can imagine. And how far did I get in making that model? I think I got the shell of the Millennium Falcon, but not the. It's gone. I don't know. A lot of my toys suddenly disappeared. I think Mom just chucked them in the trash. But I'm not into wasting things. I would have taken that over with the box down to the Goodwill or whatever your favorite thrift store is. In Hayward, we have something called Eco Thrift. Okay, I don't know how good they are, but I've taken a lot of stuff there. Hopefully it helps out someone. Hopefully I'm helping out you. What do you think? Am I? Don't answer right now, because I got to open the door and let you into Café Anyway. Here we go. Café Anyway. Welcome to Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
This is FFF episode 3206, 3206. And Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway. Mike's Daily Podcast. Somewhere in podCastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth in the land of Maritopica. Whoop. That's right. I had to do something. Oh, I think this is messed up. I'm ending this stream because it's messed up. Okay. That's interesting. Great way to start the show. Mike's Daily Podcast. You see, I've got a new phone. Not that I'm recording this on my phone, but the whole Twitch thing I'm doing daily on it podcast. And it appears because we have a new phone that's very slippery. I don't have the OtterBox for it yet. But it's FF episode 3206, 3206. Is that a company I should invest in? Seems like that's the only one people trust, that their phones don't become absolutely useless after dropping on the ground once. What was it that when that bulkhead blew out in that jet a couple years ago? Was that earlier this year? Or it was last year, I think. And a iPhone flew out and somehow landed, falling thousands of feet, and survived. Was it in an OtterBox? I don't know. But hey, I've given OtterBox all this free mention on my podcast. Am I going to get any free things? No. So that was a plug. But here's my slug. They do wear out after a while. But I guess you and I wear out after a while. Hey, celebrated a birthday. That's a thing to be proud of. Another year around the sun. And I'm alive and okay. But in celebration of that, somehow, I don't know if this is really celebrating it, my smartphone, I went to use an app on it, one of those bank apps that allows you to take a picture of the check and then upload it so you don't have to go to the bank. You can just suddenly deposit it that way.
Here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast, it's not, what? Podcast? The podcast picture, because I've invented a whole new language, is actually of a very bizarre Christmas display as we get so close to the holidays. It is of a Christmas tree, because you got to have that for the holidays. It has a woman that looks like a mom with a wig, because it's a mannequin, and a very scared looking child mannequin, all there standing in front of the tree. And the late great Basil the Boxer went to this area in Niles, California, where many a silent movie, silent movie was filmed there years ago. And you can see that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com and all my past podcast pictures. So I have to tell you that I'm not going to be a dog owner anytime soon. My lovely lady friend and I decided no. We're not going to say hello to a new dog. We're going to let that go for now because we're still having health issues with the cat. And we also have another cat. So there's no evidence of that. I've not heard of it before. But well, there is some evidence that the cat, Rocky the cat, has some issues with this one particular sore that does not heal. And the vet has told us, he might have an allergy. He's licking that area. We got to put a thing around his neck. Yeah, to keep him from licking. But when we do that, he gets all mad at us, and then we find little treats that we don't want to find on furniture from the cat. So it has become this conundrum, and until we work this out, if that alone throws us for a loop, how are we going to have a dog? At some point, we want to have a dog, but this is
don't do that, Mr. President.
Oh,
it isn't cool.
It isn't cool, I know. But still, we're trying to work through this out, as most of us are trying to work through all kinds of stuff in this world. But yes, the phone, I was trying to use it to deposit a check, and suddenly the screen went black. And
Poppy needs that sticky icky for his glaucoma.
I think, and it wasn't because it didn't go black because of glaucoma. It went black because the smartphone could not completely start up again. It went down, then usually they pop back up again, everything's fine. No, it was stuck in never coming back up.
That's enough. Put down the mic.
That's what it did. It put down the mic and was never to be seen again. So I had to take a little trip to a wonderful provider that I loathe and hate, and unfortunately, they have the best coverage. So, and it's not the one that what's-his-face has.
It didn't go quite as planned. Watch here.
No, not Ryan Reynolds. And it did not go as planned with the whole phone thing. However, the phone made it to 5 years, so that's incredible. But I have an iPhone that I don't use because there would be no apps I could use on it. I just use it to listen to music. That still exists.
They will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power.
And
the
fury,
likes of which this world has never seen before.
There was fire and fury from Netflix. Well, there were some conservatives that were mad at Netflix. Their streamer missed estimates.
Wow!
Yeah, they're a streamer. Did you know Netflix is a streamer? Yes, they stream. But the shares were down. This was about a month ago. The streamer lost an odd tax on certain payments made by Brazilian entities.
I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut.
It's called can you hear me now? It is called a tax that they have to pay. They lost an odd tax.
Awesome.
Their revenue for their third quarter rose, however, 17%. This was a month ago, and boosted by membership growth, pricing adjustments, and increased ad revenue. For the full year, Netflix is projecting...
Tacky.
I know, bragging about how much money they're making. Over $45 billion in revenue. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. That's right, we are in Café Anyway. But they did a 16% jump from a year ago. They posted their best ad sales quarter ever. Did they make a Netflix bed?
He forgot his latte.
I know. I think I do need an extra shot. Thank you. I'll figure out how to open that later. Okay, Netflix is going to raise... Oh, yeah, they did raise their prices back in January. They posted their best ad sales quarter in the third quarter this year, best ever. They are investing 40 cents per $1. I know numbers are kind of blah, 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 but for every $1 of money they make, they reinvest 40 cents into the content that they make. And I hate the word content. I'm not content with it. But basically all their videos, their Bridgertons, their Stranger Things. Back to Bridgerton. A little bit of music from that. No, not really. But it would have to be a Taylor Swift song that has some kind of chamber music thing going with it. They got Stranger Things going on with their new season. They got The Diplomat. Nobody Wants This. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
We have a knight who say...
No, I don't think they got that, but Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery. Oh, the Knives Out thing. Isn't that with the Daniel Craig? I watched that. Oh, Are they going to bring back Bewitched? No, but that other thing that's supernatural from like a sitcom from the Addams Family, Wednesday, they brought that back earlier this year. They had a big celebration.
Now, of course, we only take Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency because we've all decided centralized banking is rigged, so we trust more in fly-by-night Ponzi schemes.
And you see where that got us. It finally has reared its ugly head. The specter of that's behind Bitcoin.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
It's fallen quite a bit. K-pop Demon Hunters has become Netflix's most watched film with more than 325 million views. I just got a text from someone that works at Netflix.
Stop!
Not to be confused with Alexa's boss, Amazon Prime, and Jeff Bezos. But yeah, someone who works at Netflix just texted me, and I don't know if he's watching on the twitch.tv.
He's nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
I think I know something. I think Amazon has something to do with twitch.tv, or they did once upon a time. But K-pop Demon Hunters had the most watched film ever on Netflix with more than 325 million views. I'm sure those views are astronomically higher when it comes to, or will come to, with the new Stranger Things season.
What in the world was that about?
They're talking all about it, is what they're talking about. K-pop Demon Hunters is returning to theaters once again. Oh, it did actually during the Halloween holiday weekend. But the guy that I know that works at Netflix, he said that when Wednesday came out, and interesting note, he says that a lot of the shows, the big tentpole shows, the biggest, big shows that make the most money, they do not get to see
motivational speeches on Facebook and Instagram. Those things are so annoying. Hey guys, I just want to talk about goal planning today. I write down my goals every day.
You should write down your goals every day. No, don't write down anything. You're too busy to write stuff down. Except if you're me, I got to write down what the podcast is about and then put it up on the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's my big writing thing. But yeah, that's this thing that Netflix also wants to get into, is those annoying podcasters on Spotify. Wants to put them
Mike,
on.
take care. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. All right. I know it sounds like I'm almost done with this topic, but it's interesting that the guy I know that works at Netflix says that they don't allow the employees to see ahead of time the big money drawer Netflix, the big viewer drawing things. They did do a little party for Wednesday where they had some Wednesday oriented party stuff and people walked around giggling and wore goth type outfits. And I'm sure they're going to do a big thing for Stranger Things, but he said they're doing it after it airs. It first becomes live on Netflix. Okay, just so you needed to know all of that stuff. Look who's here outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth, in the land of Meritop. I am slightly. Thank you. Hi, Mom. You're the rodeo queen. How you doing up by my horse, Dylan?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I just find it really interesting, all this stuff about kids running away from demogorgons and spider-like things and vecnas and whatnot. It's all very frightening and scary, tell you what.
What?
Basically that.
Yeah, and all those idiot influencers that go dilly-dilly, that go on the YouTube, not owned by Netflix, but Netflix benefits from all those idiot influencers that hop on YouTube and say, oh, this is what I think is going to be on the newest Strange Things. It's going to be really cool. And this guy, oh my gosh, you see his outfit? It looks so good. Seriously. I went a little Cartman there, sorry. Hey, look who else is here.
Oh my God, make delicious
Why
root
do
beer.
they always interrupt our snacking? You're a demon.
Those girls are really weird. I like making the root beer called the kettle pot. Oh boy, drink right now, I'll cut you.
Oh, you're a demon. Hey, I will have a sip. There's eggnog in that root beer. Is that even possible?
Yeah, I just made it. Drink right now, I'll cut you. Oh boy.
I want to say that the phone company not owned by Ryan Reynolds that we did get the phone from.
America elected Donald Trump.
Not Elizabeth Warren.
And yeah, the Russians helped.
They did. And the Russians didn't help me get in my phone, though. But there was a young lady who helped us get the phone. And I just had a couple questions. Once we bought the phone, it was like, get out. Just get out of the store. I'm done with you. I'm like, I have questions. No.
Oh, yes. I know all about how to spot microaggressions and root out privilege.
Thank you. And that's probably what that employee said. But I had so many questions, like, how do I get the stuff that was on the old phone that died, that never came back to life again? That was like trying to reanimate it, a la Dr. Frankenstein, the dead inanimate object known as my smartphone with the black screen, just dead dark. I did get it to go back into this weird...
You are fake news.
Fake news. No, this is true. It got into this one screen, like a startup screen that you sometimes see your computer do when it dies and it's coming back up. I got it to go to that. And then I'm like, okay, good. And it stayed there. I said, okay, good. And I went to all these YouTube channels trying to find out what to do next. And they said, you got to hold this down and this side down, and that button on that side down. You got to do that. And then really quickly, when it goes back, you got to flip it back.
The simplest definition of the word fellowship is two fellows in a ship.
Fellowship is two fellows in a ship.
Y'all get that? I was slow like that, too.
I enjoyed that, sir. Thank you. Oh, gosh, that was a nightmare. But hey, it was a great, not a Christmas gift, a birthday present that I got from my lovely lady friend to bail me out. Because I do need my smartphone for so many things. I'm using it now.
Mike's cassette cubbyhole.
Oh, yeah, my cassette cubbyhole. Have you been to it lately? How do I get to that, Mike? Go to mikesdailypodcast.com. Hover over the home section, or if you're on your smartphone, click on the tap it. I guess you got to use your thumb. Thumb it. No, that doesn't sound. Touch it, I guess. It's what we're saying, because we do use our digits on our hand to do these things if we have hands. Don't use your tongue. But yeah, home, the home button. You click on that. We'll just say click it to be all PC. And at the bottom of the list, it says cubbyhole. And you click on that, and I still don't think I have completely finished setting it all up. But there's a cool picture. Oh, does that go anywhere? The Southern Cross thing? Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow, this just in. There was a phenomenal band in Ventura. I would catch every once in a while. This is pre-internet, so... I don't know if it was by word of mouth I found out where they were, or I would scan the Ventura County Reporter back when it was just called the Reporter, and I'd try and find out where they were playing. Called Southern Cross was the name of the band. And sadly, one of the greatest guitarists out of Ventura, young men of the young crowd from when I was there in the 90s to the early O's, Jonathan Raffetto, he passed away. But he was in that band. And I actually have an interview that they did. They went to the radio station I was working at, KHA, and I got to interview them, and they played some music live in the studio. And what I wrote here was the band was amazing, and there's no trace left anywhere, unless perhaps somebody listening to this on camaradio.org might perhaps know what happened to them. But I did have the chance to interview them. And it was saved on cassette, thus the name Cassette Cubbyhole. The second part of the interview featured a song they covered by also another sadly someone we lost, Jimmy Adams. He was like the Jimmy Buffett of Ventura. They covered a great song from him. And the guitarist, I forget who the lead singer was, but they were such nice guys that came to the stage. I had already knew who they were, and we brought them in because we were doing this promotion with a big event. And I still have the T-shirt from the event called the Strummin' and Struttin' Festival, I think what it was, in downtown Ventura. I think they only did one. And Asleep at the Wheel was there, and, David Cross and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I want to say Daniel Cross, but it's David Cross and Graham Nash. They used to hang out. Café Voltaire was the name of the place. And I used to go there and drink free coffee because I was doing a cartoon. And it used to be Stables down there. It's called Delivery down there in downtown Ventura. And I once did a play down there, and I was really into being in downtown Ventura. In fact, I lived in downtown Ventura for 11 years. And that's a fascinating story I know you wanted to hear. So if you want to hear the interview, go to mikesdailypodcast.com. It's right there at the very beginning. You'll see Basil's face, and you can just click on the home section. If you would like more information, you can always call and leave a message.
Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And I will call you back or text you back at that number. And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.